We have Call of the Wild. This is a topper collection from Hunkydory, and you can do so many things with it. And actually, if you'll come play with us, we'll show you what you can do. This topper collection has 8 sheets in it. They are all die cut, they're all foiled. Each sheet has 2 types of animals. So like this one has lions and elephants. This one has squirrels and fox, so you get the idea. And Into the Wild is just an appropriate title. Now, Heidi has made 4 cards, so she's only used 4 animals. So out of the 16, you can see that I'm going to be able to show you 4 of them. But you can see these toppers at our website at paperwishes.com. So I'm just going to slip these aside and start with the first one. And let me show you the topper that she has used. It has horses at the top. You can see that they're foiled and they just pop right out. And at the bottom, we've got this very mighty beast. And there's also greetings on it too, so that's nice. Now you do have your choice of what to put them on, and Heidi has chosen one of our Dazzle 'em cards. This happens to be the swirls, and so as you can see, there are swirls all around it, and you can color it as you wish. Now, Heidi has taken a craft mat, and she has taken 3 colors of Prism ink pads. And as you can see, this is Muddy Boots and Concrete, although she started with Concrete first. Concrete, Muddy Boots, and Khaki. And she simply tapped them onto, with a blending brush, tapped them, and then started on the outside of her card and just brushed them, kind of going from the mat onto her card. So you can see it's going to create kind of a shadow effect. So she used Concrete first, then Muddy Boots with Khaki in the center. And you can see that green khaki right there. And it just creates just this beautiful look. And all of the instructions are down below. Just click on the card and you will see. But that's how she created this. And it's a really good look, don't you think? Now, then she went into her pad, her sheet, and you can see that this piece is what she first glued down. That worked well. But look, this has 2 horses, but she's elected to have 3. You can do that because there are all these extra pieces, and you can foam tape them just exactly as you want to do. Now, she did save this one for the inside of the card, and I think that's just brilliant because it allows you to do exactly what you want to do. So in her case, she elected to take, as I said, this horse, and she foam taped it right here. And she did foam tape the top of this horse. You can see it's right here. Here is the head of it, so she's added that. And the different areas of this horse, you can see she's added these and just foam tape them in place. Now, this little bit about wishing you the best of luck, that's been foam taped here. She did add some dazzles because why not? The cards are called Dazzle 'em. And she used the gold jewel dazzles and placed them, as you can see, along those swirls. She did use the bow maker because Heidi just finds that makes perfect bows every time. And she used the brown ribbons to make a bow right at the top and knotted that in place. And I love the way that she mixed the sizes of the jewel dazzles down at the bottom. Just works really nicely. Now, the inside of her card, okay, that's where she's even gotten even more creative. She used the Wood and Woodland collection. So this is the 12 by 12 pattern cardstock as well as the 12 by 12 solid cardstock. So you can see how she mixed those at the top and at the bottom to have 2 different pieces. She did not go over the score line. And she did also add the jewel border dazzles in gold. You can see the piece there, and then a smaller piece right here, just to have that gold foiling just echoed in the other pieces. Now, this is a clever technique, I thought. Let me scoot this over. And she took one of the die cuts. In fact, It is this one, You Make the World a Better Place. And she took one of our 4-inch doilies. Let me pull this out. And I thought it was pretty interesting because she kind of made a pocket out of it. And so she folded it in half and then wrapped it around that tag. In fact, you can have it just right around the tag, like so. Okay. And then she did some of the inking with, I believe she used concrete here, and then placed it onto that cardstock and made kind of a little pocket for it. And I thought that was really a nice idea. And it just gives a little bit more dimension there. And then down here, well, that's where those 2 horses are going to get foam taped right there. And these are 2 of the die cuts that I showed you earlier. We've already used that one. And so she has 2 more that are out of the collection, and have foam taped that one and then glued the top of this and foam taped the bottom of it right there. Another bow, a little piece that has been slipped through and then knotted with another piece, and that finished it. So there's a lot going on, but so nicely done. And I think it was a really great choice to use the Wood and Woodland collection with Into the Wild, don't you think? So there we go. So that's fun. And I think that's another idea that you can do with the Topper collection when they're the Deco Large, is that you can do some different things with the with your cards. Okay, speaking of which, we're going to go into this one, and let me show you the topper that she used. This one is called, in fact, in the directions you'll see, this is called Brilliant Beasts. So you will have the elephant and the lion, 2 of my favorite Brilliant Beasts. And she has chosen the elephant. And let me show you. This is our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card. And this time she has elected to use some ginghams. And this is out of our gingham number 2 collection. There is the blue out of that, and there's also the solids to go with it. Now, she has taken the card and she has cut a piece of the gingham and matted it on the solid. And then she used our oval cutting die. And this is oval and scallop. Sorry, it's gotten a little wonky here, but they're all there. And she has used the oval one and placed it on top, and then ran it through her die cutting machine. Now, because this is 6.5 inches long, if you don't have the Gemini Junior or the Big Shot Plus, you can simply turn your card like so and run it through like this, because that's 5.5 inches. It'll go through your regular Gemini or Big Shot, and that will work just fine. And then you may have to go through twice because you do have several layers here with that matted piece on top. Then she went back and took that oval and then placed it onto the gold cardstock, metallic cardstock, and then placed the scallop around it. So you've got this piece, and die cut that, and then foam taped it around the opening. So that's nice. And then the Into the Wild, Born to be Wild, that was foam taped on top. And I thought it was a fun choice to go with the orange peach collection of ribbons, but she did that because you can see the orange in the flowers that are in part of the elephant. There you go, you can see that. Now, that piece that was evacuated, well, that piece also is going to get used. But first, we're going to put a piece of the gingham at the bottom, but we're going to have a piece of the solid right underneath it. So you get a kind of matted look. So we're going to put that down first. Then we're going to center this right within that aperture that you've made, that oval piece. Then we're going to take the elephant and place him or her and use all of the layers. I think that she has used all the layers. Now that's your choice, as you saw on the first card. You can use them all, or you can just use some of them and use the others on another project, your choice. Now if you use all of them, that is going to get thick. So you may want to, or if you're going to mail this, you do want to put something over it. It will, it's going to take some extra postage, because that's going to have to be a hand stamped, or tuck this into a present, or put it into a box, or hand deliver it, your choice. Okay, so the other thing that she did, I thought that was clever, is that she left the top part empty. So it's white. And then she elected to put some dazzles. And so the dazzles are the script dazzles. Now these are the script greetings in black. There are 3 sheets. And so she's got birthday wishes. And again, just did a knotted ribbon out of that same collection and just dotted those at opposite corners. And then her final touch is to take the monochromatic shimmer, and I'm not sure if you can see that there are white ones there, but there's gray and black. So she's got them at the corners there and also on the front of her card. So that completes her idea for this collection for her elephant. It would also work for the lion, don't you think? Okay, now we're going to go to her next card. And this is a bendy card. Now it is flat when it is mailed, but when the person receives it, they simply insert the tabs. So this goes right here, and this goes right here. And it is a 3D stand-up card, just like that. Very nice. Whoops. There you go. So that's neat. Now, that would be tricky to do on your own, but we have help. And the help is in a cutting die. This is the bendy card cutting die. It's part of the Fabulous Folded Card Collection. Simple to do, just like this. And we also have envelopes. So never fear, we never leave you hanging. We have our 10 envelopes, and this will fit perfectly in it. So that makes it easy. Now what she used is this sheet of the toppers, and it is called Woodland Wonder. So you see the squirrel, there's also the foxes. I think you saw that in the very beginning. And what she used to make her card, she used the sunflowers. Now this is the 12 by 12 collection, and she used the set that has the flowers along the bottom. So let me show you as I turn this over, so you can see the sunflowers along the bottom. So that just works really nicely. Of course, they're double-sided, so you're going to get sunflowers on both sides. So as she was creating this, she took the this little guy and put him toward the top, because when this is folded, that's the area that you see. Now, if you can kind of just ignore the sunflowers that are here, because those were added later and they're not part of the topper collection. So this little guy was placed and foam taped, as you know. And when you're foam taping, the idea is you take the full piece, and that goes down first. Typically you glue that, although you can foam tape it. And then you're going to take, so that's the largest piece, then you take the next largest normally, and you foam tape that on top, matching the art, and then you go to the next piece, and then the next piece, and slowly get to the smallest piece, and that goes last. But you can do it in any sequence you want. In this case, Heidi elected to have this little guy, and it looks to me like it is this one with the leaves. He's over here. So this guy with this part is what she has used over here. So when she was putting this one together, she simply used this piece, and I don't know that she used this one. I think she might have just saved that for another project. So your choice. Again, you're going to have some messages, go nuts on your birthday, is what she has used right here. So these are both toward the top. He's toward the top, this is toward the top, and this little guy is kind of toward the top too. Now, what about all of these flowers? Well, she went back into the sunflower collection and cut out some of the individual flowers. Then she used a bone folder to kind of pull up those flowers, just like I'm doing. So you're using the bone folder. You could use scissors if you want to be really careful not to cut anything, and just flip them up, kind of like you do ribbon, okay? Just like that. And it just gives them a little bit of dimension. Then she went back in and used the, these are the gold pearl jewel dazzles, and you can see how she added them to the sunflowers. So these are going to really echo the gold foiling that's in the toppers. So very fun, just a really good look. Okay, we have one more card, and let me show you what Heidi has done. This is a center step card, and it too is going to stand up just like that. It too is made with a cutting die. And this is the cutting die. It is another fabulous folded cutting die. It is a center step. It has one plate, and like all fabulous folded dies, there are instructions on the back that come with a cutting die, so you are never left stranded. And she has used the poppies collection, so you get that pop of color, really gorgeous. And this is the topper that she used. It is called Fabulous Feathers. So you can see the hummingbirds as well as peacocks. So she has elected to do the hummingbirds. Really gorgeous. Again, the gold foiling, as you can see. So she did her card out of the poppies, and that's going to give you color and pattern on the front as well as on the inside. But she also elected to do some matting, and the matting that she chose is with gold glitter. Do you see it around the arch? Now, that arch is this piece. But in order to get a really nice arch and not to have to hand cut it, she used our nested arches cutting die. How clever of the woman. Now, you could cut them by hand, of course, but she elected to do it with the cutting die. So simply choose the one that's going to do a nice job. It's about 1/4 of an inch around that arch. So you're not going to want to cut it. You're going to want to cut it separately because you don't want to cut off that little hummingbird wings, okay? Now, when she die cut her card, she did go into the paper collection. There are cutouts in the collection. And she chose one. You can almost see it right there, but you really see it right here. And she glued that to the front of her card. Then she set about matting that arch onto the glitter, and she foam taped it in place. And then she also foam taped the other hummingbirds, and you can see them. You've got some extra pieces. So she foam taped one here, one here. Now, this is part of the cutouts that, again, as I said, are in the package. That's part of it too. And she also foam taped one of the flowers right there. So very pretty. And the bow is made with the bow maker, as you saw earlier. And this is with the glitter or glimmer ribbons. So you can see everything is having a bit of shine. And speaking of shine, she added the purple shimmer sparkles. You can see them there, right there. Now that's going to leave you a lot of the flowers that are in the package or in the topper set. Inside, she has used them there. But first, she cut a strip of the glitter cardstock. There are more of the cutouts right there. And you can see where she added those toppers. And they're foam taped in place, all of them are. Spread your wings and fly. That's another one of the toppers. And that's been foam taped in place, so you can see everything is layering. That's why you have the photographs to look at. Another bow has been zotted in place, and more of the sparkles are added just right there. So everything is used on this card, but again, you can always spread them out. So that's what we have in using, and again, this is just 4 of the 16 or more cards that you could use in this collection. And again, as I said, there are 8 toppers, and I think that I have all of them here for you. And you can just have so much fun with mixing and matching and playing with these, and just deciding who's going to get them. And I think you're going to have fun, especially because you can do some masculine cards, and that will just be perfect because I know many of you are needing those. So Heidi, thank you. A wonderful job. Thank you, Hunkydory, for providing the products. And I want to thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, we certainly hope you're going to like us. We hope you'll subscribe. We hope you're going to comment. And then head on over to paperwishes.com. We have a money saver over on the right side of your screen. We have instructions. Just click on the card. You're going to see them down below. Just click on whatever card you want. You'll see the instructions also on the right side of your screen. And thank you, Heidi. As I said, great job as always. And thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.